Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a spoiler-free review for King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. This was my most anticipated read for this year. If you guys have been around on my channel for any length of time, then you probably already know that S.A. Cosby is one of my all-time favorite authors. So I did a author highlight video where I talked about all of their books, so I will have that video linked down below. I also have a few standalone review videos. I will have those linked down below. So if you guys are interested, I would suggest you check out those videos. But in terms of King of Ashes, I absolutely love this story. I gave this book 5 stars, and that should be no surprise to anybody. I have also been seeing a lot of positive reviews for this book. A lot of people have been rating it 4 and 5 stars. But not only that, they have been saying that this is probably the best book that S.A. Cosby has written thus far. And they are not wrong. So we are going to go ahead and jump into the review. So King of Ashes is an adult thriller. There's also a bit of a mystery element, but I will talk about that in a little bit. But it primarily follows 3 siblings, and we're going to start off with Roman. So Roman is the oldest. He is currently living in Atlanta. He is a successful financial advisor, and one day he receives a call from his sister who says that their father is currently in a coma. They were apparently in a hit and run accident. They were almost run off the road, and so Roman needs to come home. Roman goes back home to their small town in Virginia, and he learns from his sister that not only is his father in a coma, but some other things have been happening where it almost feels like their family is being targeted for some reason. And so then he finally catches up with his younger brother, Dante. Dante is a bit of a troublemaker, and Dante confesses that he has gotten into some really big financial trouble with these really dangerous drug dealers. He owes them a lot of money. And so Roman takes it upon himself to try and help Dante get out of this debt, so hopefully their family will no longer be targeted by these drug dealers. Not only that, they are also, the siblings, still kind of dealing with the disappearance of their mother. And so when they were younger, their mother just suddenly disappeared, her car was abandoned, and nobody really knows what happened. There are all of these rumors swirling around, but nobody really knows what happened. And so at some point in the story, their sister, Nevaeh, she also kind of starts looking into that because she wants to know once and for all what happened to their mother. But the story just kind of takes off from there. One of the things that I like, not only about this story, but with all of S.A. Cosby's books, is that these stories get started right away. From page 1, you are hooked. There's not like this slow buildup that I find in a lot of mystery thrillers where you kind of feel like you have to get all of this information before the story kind of takes off. That does not happen in his books. You get the backstory of these characters and these situations that they're in gradually throughout the story, but you are literally hooked from page 1 and you are entertained from start to finish, and that is something that I absolutely love about his books. There is a lot going on in this story. You learn a lot about these siblings. You learn a lot about some other characters that are also heavily involved in this situation. There is a lot of action. There is a lot of violence, which is to be expected. When you're talking about drug dealers and gangs and all of that, there is a lot of violence and there is a lot of gory violence. So if that is not something that you enjoy in your stories, this probably will not be the book for you. But if you are okay with that, just know that you are going to get that in this story. One of the other things that I really liked about this story is the setting. If you have noticed, if you have read all of his other books, he does these small town settings, and I feel like he does them really well. In this one, we're in a small town in Virginia, and the way that he just describes stuff, how he gives like the street names, how a lot of the scenes are set in some of the same places, it feels like you are really there. It feels like this is a town that I have been to before. At a certain point, you just get familiar, and I can really picture like some of the places that he was talking about, especially because, like I said, he talks about some of the same places. And so you're really able to familiarize yourself with these places that he's talking about in this small town. The biggest thing that I really enjoyed about this book, and the main thing that this story talks about, is the dynamics between the siblings. So we have Roman, who's the oldest and who kind of feels like he has to take care of the family. He's kind of resented by his other 2 siblings because he doesn't live in this small town anymore. He has gotten away and now he lives in Atlanta. Then we have Nevaeh, and she is dealing with a lot because she is the one that is there and who has been continuously helping their father with his crematory. So she has a lot of that stress put on her. Then we got Dante. Dante is the youngest, so he kind of acts like the youngest. He's the baby. He gets into a lot of trouble. He's not really doing much. So they resent him because he doesn't have the same level of responsibility like they have. I mentioned before that this story also kind of follows this mystery around their mother and their mother's disappearance. And that disappearance has really affected all three of the siblings, and they have been affected in different ways. Like I said, Nevaeh is super stressed because she puts all of her time and energy into this crematory, and she's not really finding healthy ways to cope with her grief over their mother. That's why she also becomes really obsessed with trying to figure out what happened to their mother all of a sudden. Then we have Dante, who he's not really doing anything. So he is putting all of his time into like partying and drinking and doing a lot of heavy drugs and not making the best decisions. Then we have Roman, who decides that he wants to relieve his stress by engaging in really rough sex. We get a lot of information about that. So all of these siblings kind of deal with things in their own way, and none of them are really healthy. And I just kind of like where the story takes off. I really like Roman as a character because in the beginning, you really think that he's just like this really solid guy, but then you slowly start to learn that he does not make the best decisions either, but he also makes decisions that he has to make in order to protect his family. And he is the one that steps up and takes it upon himself to really try to get this family out of this mess that their younger brother, Dante, has put them in. Dante is a character that is going to frustrate you throughout the story because I was frustrated the entire time that I was reading it. Every decision that he makes just does not make sense. It keeps putting them in these tough situations that then Roman has to try to get them out of. And Nevaeh, she is like staying out of it. She's doing her own thing, but she's also focused on their mother. So I really liked the sibling dynamics in this. I think a lot of people are gonna like the sibling dynamics. I think it really makes the story. I liked how they all felt different. You really see more of Roman and Dante's relationship, and Nevaeh comes in and out until probably around the end. I really enjoyed where the story went. Some things I was able to predict, but the last 30 pages of this book had me stressed completely out. It moved extremely fast, but there was a lot that was going on. There was a lot of stuff that was kind of like revealed, and I liked where the story left off. The story kind of left off with you wondering some things, and I actually really like that. Sometimes the open-ended endings don't really work well for me, but for this one, it does. Overall, I really enjoyed this. Is this my favorite book by S.A. Cosby? I'm not sure because I rated 3 of his books 5 stars, and all 3 of them, so it's King of Ashes, Razorblade Tears, and All the Sinners Bleed. I like those books for different reasons, and all 3 of those books are different. So did I enjoy this one? Absolutely. I would highly recommend this book. I think if you have not read anything about S.A. Cosby, this is probably a good one to start with. I think any of his books are good to start with, but if this sounds good to you, I would definitely pick this up and check this out. So again, I will have all of my other videos that I have done for S.A. Cosby linked down below in case you guys want to know more info or if you want to hear about some of his other books. But please let me know if you guys have picked this up and let me know your thoughts. Please let me know if I have convinced you guys to pick this up. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.